Homelessness is a year-round epidemic, but we tend to notice it much more during the frigid winter months. PCN recently met with the president of the Plymouth Taskforce to end homelessness to find out the steps they're taking to get a handle on this ever-growing problem.
Here in New England, not much compares to an ocean breeze on a warm summer's day. In the winter, however, just the sound of that wind is enough to make you chilly. Staying exposed to these conditions for extended periods of time without the proper protective clothing can lead to frostbite and hypothermia. And if you're homeless in this weather, it may very well kill you. Many of us, myself included, will put on a hat and gloves before even getting out of the car and walking 20 feet to the front door of the house. The thought of sleeping outside in this weather is unimaginable. But for too many, that thought is a reality. That's where the Plymouth Taskforce to End Homelessness comes in. Located on Court Street, the headquarters is a very welcoming place, despite the sign on the door, which Connie Mellahorst assures me is not for real. Mellahorst, who was just named the 2015 Person of the Year by the Old Colony Memorial, explains the group's mission.
We were founded in 2004, and our mission is to provide emergency sheltering for homeless individuals, mostly men, because that's what our shelter is for at the moment, and also to obtain and maintain permanent supportive housing for formerly homeless individuals. And the third mission is eventually to prevent homelessness altogether. So that's our mission.
With town committee approval and community preservation money, the task force now owns these 3 properties on Court Street, which housed 12 formerly homeless individuals, as well as 3 staff managers. And for those that aren't in the homes, there are other alternatives to being out here on the streets.
Currently, we are using 2 sites for our emergency shelter program, the First Baptist Church on Westerly Road and Christ Church, which is on Court Street.
The task force is a 501c3, meaning it's a tax-exempt nonprofit group. But that doesn't necessarily mean there's money flowing in at a steady clip. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
Our organization does not get any funding from the federal or the state government or local. The only money we received from the town of Plymouth was to buy our properties. Up until this year, running the emergency shelter program really didn't cost us a lot. But this year we had to develop a new model. We're now collaborating with Father Bills, which means they're providing us with a paid chaperone, and we are now having to pay for some expenses involved in using one of the church sites for a longer period of time. So we've had to do some extra fundraising for that.
Of course, the long-term goal is to end homelessness. So how do they go about getting there?
That's an interesting question, and I'm not sure what the answer is, except that eventually we're looking to establish a resource center, like a triage place where people will come in and we'll be able to provide the resources to get them into housing.
In downtown Plymouth, I'm Brian Sullivan, reporting for PCN.